Hello everybody. Welcome to the Defeationist. We are talking about Alter Beast. Yes, that Alter Beast. The Alter Beast that when you think of Sega Genesis is one of the first games that probably come to mind. Whether you want it to or not, it is definitely going to be Alter Beast. This game was bundled with the early Sega Genesis systems. It was loud, weird, muscular, and had voice lines that sounded like your uncle trying to speak through a rotary phone. And for me, growing up, this game was everywhere. But the real question is, does it hold up now? And more importantly, is it worth defeating? Let's find out, because today I'm transforming into the beast, or I am going to miss the blue orbs from those stupid blue wolves. Let's go!
Failure!
Let's do this.
Go!
The story of Alter Beast is simple, blunt, and weirdly operatic. For a game that's over in 30 minutes, you would think that the game had an even simpler story than what you think it is, but weirdly, you play as Centurion, resurrected by Zeus to save his daughter, Athena, from the underworld's ruler, Neph. How do you do that, by the way? Punching your way through hordes of demons and transforming into animals like werewolves, dragons, bears, or whatever else you get transformed into. My favorite is the horse. There's no real depth or character development here. The plot is mostly delivered through iconic voice lines like "Rise from your grave" or "Welcome to your doom," which somehow became iconic despite sounding like they were recorded on a toaster. Still, there's a charm to the whole Greek myth by the heavy metal aesthetic, and for the era, it was enough to keep you moving forward, except them stupid blue wolves. Alter Beast is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with a twist. You power up by collecting spirit balls from blue wolves. Them stupid fucking blue wolves that could literally easily be missed. 3 of these will transform you into a beast, depending on the level. The werewolf shoots fireballs, the dragon floats with lightning, the bear does bear things, and the tiger is like a cooler werewolf. When it works, it's satisfying to smash enemies with beast powers, but the gameplay is clunky, hitboxes feel imprecise, jumping has the grace of a refrigerator, and movement can feel sluggish. There's a deliberate arcade pacing here, tight, pushing, and designed to eat quarters. On a Genesis, that translates to trial and error frustration. There are only 5 levels. If you're skilled, you can beat the whole game in under 25 minutes, but that does not mean it is easy, trust me. Visually, Alter Beast is a showpiece when Genesis launched. The sprites are large and detailed, especially the transformation of bosses. The art direction leans in heavily into grotesque monster designs, which works for its mythological horror vibe. The sound is something else. The soundtrack is punchy and grimy in a very 80s way, with iconic riffs like the transformation jingle, that low gritty voice work, and then there are voice lines power up that become a meme itself. It's so bad it's good, or at least nostalgic. Production wise, the game screams arcade port, not in a bad way, just a very clear cut and to the point way. It knows what it is and it delivers with that confidence of, I'm going to make you miserable, but you're going to beat me at the end of the day. That's what you call finesse, guys. Beating Alter Beast isn't hard once you've memorized enemy patterns, but the first time, it's a gauntlet. Enemies come from weird angles, controls feel stiff, and you don't get all the power-ups in time, you can't even progress to the boss fight. The game forces you to transform or loop parts of the level until you do. This can make completing the game more of an exercise in patience and skill, and add to the lack of continues depending on your version. You've got a game that's short, but not necessarily easy. Completing it on the original hardware without save states, that's a real trial. But unfortunately, I completed it on my Switch, which did have save states, but I did not use them for as I felt like that would take away from the experience. But even if I did, I don't think it would have helped out in the slightest. But that's just me. I don't know why I'm doing bonus section, but there is no real reward for beating Ultra Beast. No hidden endings, no bonus levels, no alternate transformations, and when you rescue Athena, she simply thanks you and then the credits roll. That's it. However, in the arcade version, there's a cheeky behind the scenes look at developers dressed as game characters. That's something. But on the Genesis version, which is the version I played through emulation through the Switch, it's just a cold the end. For a game that promises so much bombastic energy, the payoff is barely a whimper, but completing it just means you say, yeah, I did, and flex those beastly biceps on your gamer resume, which is, you know, mine's as extensive as hell. Jesus Christ. The biggest issues with Ultra Beast is that it's all style and very little substance. It was impressive in its time, but today it's clunky, shallow, and short. The controls are dated and combat feels janky, and the limited length means there's not much reason to revisit it. But despite all that, there's a strange allure. Maybe it's the cheesy voice lines, maybe it's the goofy monster designs, and maybe it's the nostalgia. Whatever the case, Ultra Beast is a relic from an era where being cool was more important than being good. And did it succeed in that? Yes, it succeeded in spades. Not only do you feel cool, but by the time you transform into a beast, it is one of the most hyped situations you can ever feel in a game like this. That being said, will I recommend it? Yeah, I recommend anybody who's ever played a retro game to play Ultra Beast. It can be fun in moments. It can be cool when you're like, yo, I just beat this boss in seconds. You are nothing to me. And just to hear the iconic voice lines that came from this game. I recommend this game highly to a lot of people, or I'm going to, you know. I don't know a lot of people right now. Anybody who's watching this video, I do recommend you play Ultra Beast any way you can. That being said, I will give this a Defeationist rating of Feel It. Alright, you have a great one.